Hey world, this is Jamie, host of the Jamie and Genty Show, broadcasting live each week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Genty Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in.
Welcome to the Beyond the Game podcast on Fishbowl Radio. My name is Jamie. It's Tuesday, October the 7th, 2025. I hope everyone's doing good out there. Before we get to the Cowboys stuff, and it was great stuff over the weekend, I would say. Even though, we beat an 0-5 team, I would say that, I'm not too disappointed. You got the win. But let's try to air this laundry out real quick. So Mark Sanchez was supposed to work the Raiders and Colts game on Sunday, I think Sunday for Fox. He got into a little issue on Saturday night where he stabbed the details are graphic. He stabbed another person, and then it was a bunch of other things. He got stabbed. The person got stabbed. It was a lot. And then it comes out that everybody's sending prayers for Mark Sanchez, knowing that Mark was the aggressor. This is what I'm reading. There's no video out there, or someone else has the video out there. That can we see it, please? So to me, I'm waiting to see the video. If someone can release that, then I will love to see it and give judgment of me. I'm sorry. I could judge for myself and see who did what. But I know that Mark Sanchez is facing a lot of charges. And if Fox does not do something about this, because you want a clean, professional environment, then what is the point? You expect them to call the game on Sunday, even though he went through all what he went through on Saturday night. And people are sending prayers out. Like he got stabbed. But yet people are saying he was the aggressor, which is why he got the charges. He deserved it of what I read. And so we'll see. Expect Mark to, I don't expect him to lose. Well, I hate to say this, but I expect him to lose his job at Fox. We can't tolerate this nonsense. We have to be professionals. And Mark, at that moment, wasn't a professional. Could have just walked away. Now, last night, I lost my first fantasy game. So I'm 4-1, unfortunately. But I'm not. But it is what it is. I'm 4-1, and that's that. So I'll bounce back next week. Now, let's get to the Cowboys versus the Jets. Now, the Cowboys here, you go in there, and it's like, okay, this is an easy game. Everybody, it's the Jets. The Jets are 0-4. They don't have a running game. They don't have anything. The Jets can lose all their games. It'll be Aaron Glenn's fault. And it shouldn't be. So let's get to Dak Prescott, the MVP candidate. He went 18 for 29 for 237 yards and 4 touchdowns. He played under control. He didn't do too much in this game because only 29 passes. So against the Jets defense, you're really not gonna do anything because the Jets defense has failed. Receive is the key to success. So Dak was pretty accurate with the ball. I like where he was placing the ball at. I love the fact that he's connecting with his receivers. I love the fact that George Pickens has been the number one target of his. I just love it. I just love his command of the line of scrimmage. And I have high hopes for this Cowboys team. I have high hopes for Dak Prescott. If he keeps on playing like this, I will say I'm pushing him as my MVP candidate. I mean, people laugh and people look at us crazy, But this guy is on another level. The way he's played is unimaginable. But we still got a season and a half to go. So we'll see what happens. And then we get to Justin Fields. Justin Fields went 32 for 46 for 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. He carried the ball 7 times for 26 yards. He was sacked 5 times, so the Dallas defense did a great job getting to him. He did his best today. 32 completions, not bad. Again, I don't think the Dallas defense did that well. Even though 22 points is 22 points, I don't think they did that well at all. You allow the quarterback is prone to sacks. Justin Fields gets sacked 50 times a year almost. And so he got sacked 5 times, but he was still able to get up and complete 32 passes, which is ridiculous. I think we need to fix that. So, and then, the Jets have an issue here because even though he played well, how do you play? How the team's 0-5. So how do you think to replace him, or do you say, oh, let's just roll with him till whenever? I mean, Justin Fields can start in the National Football League for any team right now, and so I'm not overly excited about his future. I'm just not. I'm not overly excited about his future at all. I do think that there will be a quarterback change. But he completed 32 passes against one of the worst defenses in the league. I mean, people celebrate. I'm going to talk about the Dallas defense in a second, but we celebrate failure. Justin Fields has been a failure all his career. Starting in Chicago, then last season was in Pittsburgh, and then this season now was the Jets. You can't find that one silver lining. And he's talking about the playoffs, and I'm like, well, you got to win a game first before you talk about miracles. So number 2, did the defense improve? And like I told y'all before, I look at the numbers on defense. I don't think they improved at all. I mean, 22 points is 22 points. But you're going against one of the worst offensive lines one of the worst offensive lines and one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. They were able to score 22 points. The running back was able to get 113 yards. That was Breece Hall. Listen, a win is a win at the end of the day, but I'm not too happy about this defense. I think the defense still has holes that needs to be fixed. You can't win like this. You're putting pressure on Dak to perform every single possession, which right now he's going to be, but you need your defense to step up. And they stepped up in moments in this game, but not all the time. And it's getting really annoying seeing a quarterback complete 32 passes, seeing a running back run for 100 yards, seeing another wide receiver get 100 receiving yards. It's just really annoying that this defense won't be fixed in time. So we had poor coverages. We only had one turnover, which is the fumble that Breece Hall coughed it up. I didn't really like I honestly didn't really like the run game. We still can't play run defense. I really didn't like it at all. I'm not too happy about it. I think it needs to be fixed. And again, not one defensive tackle is going to fix the run defense. It's just not going to fix itself. And I told y'all last year, and I told y'all the year before. You bring these defensive tackles in, it's not going to fix your problems. And I'm pretty sure you can go on radio today, Broadus, and let him tell you that a defensive tackle is going to fix the run game. That's not the case. It's never been the case. I told you that from the beginning. I said that. And I'm not saying Broadus is wrong. But why is that the number one position that I'm going after every single game? It's like, okay, there's a defensive tackle on the street. Let's pick him up. And then you're going to do a full scouting report on him. You just got Kenny Clark, a month ago from Micah Parsons trade in Green Bay. What else do you need? You need a linebacker. You need a middle linebacker. Okay, your linebackers, Jack Sainbar, he did a good job. Shamar James, he did a phenomenal job. This is a collective group. It takes a collective effort. It takes patience. And I know Matt Eberflus is not the best guy for this defense. He's not. He's not the best guy, but he made a difference in this game. And I'm not giving, I'll give him a little praise. Number 3, the running back room, Javonte Williams, 16 carries for 135 yards, including a 66-yard run and then a touchdown. He runs with a lot of power. And then he's better than Rico of last year. Now, Rico Dalla, to his credit, had 1,000 yards towards the end of last season. Rico wanted to stay here. Rico wanted the contract here. Very gullible Jerry waited to the last minute to sign whoever was left. Instead of just attacking it early in the offseason period, he waited till the last minute to Rico to go to Carolina, and now Rico wants to play us, and thinking that Rico wants to get 100 yards against us. And honestly, that's not the case. I hope that's not the case, because if that is the case, then we missed a lot. We missed a lot of potential in Rico Dalla. So Rico can talk what he wants, but your team sucks. And that's the Carolina Panthers. Talk, but you can't back it up. So the question is, we're starting to get answers from our running game. The run game is what I was worried about in the offseason. I was worried about what Javonte was going to give you. I was worried about what Jaden Blue was going to give you as well. Being a rookie in the National Football League, you're prone to sit out for a bit or just be thrown in the fire. And in this case, Javonte has really surprised me a lot. I really don't know this kid, but he's really, really going to make a difference on this line throughout the whole season. The Dallas Cowboys have a good offense. I just like the way they mix it up with the passes, the run game. I just like the connection on the offensive end. I love it. Number 4, the offensive line and rookies making an impact. We need to give a shout out to Nate Thomas, TJ Bass, Shamar James, who have 15 tackles. Ryan Flournoy has 6 receptions for 114 yards. Okay, so Ryan Flournoy has a spot for days on this team. I expect Ryan to get a big contract when his rookie contract is up. So I would love to see that, because I would love to see progress. I would love to see this kid go out there and shine and make a difference, like he's always been in all season long. I never expected Ryan to play like this. I never expected, Nate Thomas to come out and block the way he blocked. Dak was untouchable. Literally untouchable. The gaps were open. The passes were there. I mean, come on now. We these guys sat on the bench for days and thinking that they're going to sit on the bench for the rest of the season. They came out and made an impact. We were down 3 guys, and they came out and just dominated the Jets. I was concerned of the Jets' front line. Everybody was talking about how good their front line was. Quentin Williams. They talked about this before the Micah Parsons trade, where you would send Micah to the Jets for Quentin Williams, and I said no, I don't want him. I don't want him because the Jets weren't willing to give him up. We pushed him back, so he was a non-factor in this game. So, who else am I looking for? I'm looking for Jaden Blue. When is Jaden Blue going to shine? I'm also looking for Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert had no catches, but he was targeted. He was targeted in this game. I'm looking for him to shine. I'm looking because if I'm building a roster next season, I don't think Jalen Tolbert will be on it. And I'm being respectful to Jalen Tolbert. I think he's a good player trying to find his own, but it's tough. It's tough to find. It's tough to find it. It's tough being a young player trying to find it. It's just tough to trying to see another young player exceed it. And Ryan Floyd has exceeded it. So we just hope that the guys keep on playing well like this and keep on continuing to shine because it looks really good out there. Then you get to number 5, my final take. Dallas 37, New York Jets 22. You face an 0-5 team in the Jets. I was hearing the post-game show, and I could be mad, I could be disappointed, but I'm in between. I'm happy, but at the same time, it's hard to win in the NFL. It's just hard. Anybody can beat anybody in any given week. Should we celebrate this? Celebrate how you want to celebrate because, don't overdo it. Because if you celebrate with overdoing it, then you get into your head a little bit, and then that's where everything else falls apart. So what's next? The Panthers. Like I told y'all, the Panthers are not that great on paper, but I feel like they're a surprise team. I feel like the Panthers will go and do go out there and do what the Panthers do. Go out there, I see the Falcons. They beat up the Falcons. They beat up the Miami Dolphins. The Panthers are going to be the Panthers at the end of the day. I do see this being a dogfight. I don't think, again, it depends what Bryce Hall, not Bryce Hall. That's the quarterback? Bryce Young. Yeah, sorry. Bryce Young can bring. What can Bryce Young bring? And I see a 2-3 team that, has his moments, but we'll see. The Cowboys are in this territory where you have to win the games that you're supposed to win. This is another test of the character of the Dallas Cowboys. How are you going to come out? What is the message here? Okay? And I said this in the beginning when I told you about Rico Dallas talking about, I want Dallas and all that stuff. I told y'all the Panthers suck. And I say that because they won't honor Cam Newton. And that's personal for me. Because Cam took you to the Super Bowl. Cam did this. Cam did that. Never got in trouble. He took you all to the Super Bowl. When's the last time you seen a playoff appearance? Or when's the last time you seen a Super Bowl appearance? At 2015. I mean, literally, this man took you to a Super Bowl. I'm still waiting for the Panthers to get their head out of their asses to honor this man. Then you get to those 2 games. The Panthers and the Commanders. Again, it'll be a tough game. I know the Broncos and the Cardinals. Those are 4 legitimate. Well, actually, 3 of those teams are really good. You can't just lay down for them. You have to go and attack them. Attack one game at a time. Attack the Panthers, and then after the Panthers, you attack the Commanders. So, we'll see. But to prepare a greedy team, you have to start off well. Just like the Jets, even though you gave up that field goal, that's fine. But you got to make sure that you start off well. You got to make sure that you play physically. Because if you don't do it in the beginning, the Panthers can come out and beat you. They can literally come out and beat you. Bryce Hall hasn't been that quarterback. We're still waiting for Bryce Hall to be that quarterback. He has weapons, but it's like, okay, what else can he give me? So Amiri Mercado, this man, it doesn't pertain to the Cowboys, but I'm using other NFL storylines as my final take because I want to address it. I know Rex Ryan addressed it yesterday. I know other people addressed it as well. Some agreed with Rex Ryan, some did not. So in my eyes, the Cardinals at the time were leading 21-3. Murray breaks off for a 72-yard potentially touchdown. Put the game out of reach, 28-3. This man got tired. Once he reached the 1-yard line, he flips the ball at the back end of the end zone, so they call it a touchback. Jonathan Gannon, players were consoling him on the sidelines. He made a mistake. Thinking that he made a mistake. Jonathan Gannon, looked like he swiped him and all that stuff. Looked like it on camera. And to me, it's a little bit much of what Rex Ryan said because I don't think Amiri needs to hear negativity right now. If I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm going to be upset because that's a Cardinals fan. You're going to be upset because you had the game. That game was a game changer for the Tennessee Titans because they were able to score off that possession. So that's 19 unanswered points that the Titans were able to get, and it eventually led them to a victory. Mary, I understand him being accountable for his actions. I get it. You're a young player. You're trying to get it together. You made a mistake. You're not going to be the last person that makes a mistake at the goal line. Players are taught to run 100-yard dashes because the field's 100 yards all off season long. You shouldn't be that tired to do a ridiculous play like that. And so, for me, there has to be some sort of punishment. There has to be some sort of challenge that this does not happen again because that's lackluster of effort. But I wouldn't do what Jonathan Gannon did. I wouldn't say what Rex Ryan said or anybody else said. I would have told him, dude, it's going to be all right. Get your head up. You have to learn from this. And then I will bench him because he has to understand what the standard is. So you have to challenge these players to perform to their best ability. Finish the play. Don't leave it half-ass. If I'm at the weight room and I want to bench press 4 sets out of 8, I'm not going to bench 4 sets out of 6. Or better yet, the last set, I'm not going to do 6 reps. I'm going to finish the last 2. I'm not that like the end zone. You're taught all season long to get conditioning. What have you been doing that has decided that you decide to flip the ball in the end zone? And that caused Jonathan Gannon to apologize, and I understand his apology. But maybe honestly, you look at Arizona, maybe Jonathan Gannon's not the right guy. Maybe Kyler Murray's not the right guy. People want to look at the coach first, and I understand. But it's your quarterback. Your quarterback blew the game. Your quarterback is not a leader. When stuff like that happens, you expect your quarterback to lead. You expect your players to follow what the quarterback is saying to y'all, but they treat Kyler Murray as a joke, and he is. Because he's no longer a leader. You can't tell me numerous plays, twice in a row, you're losing by the last second. You can't finish plays. You're running the football instead of just calling your own number and take advantage of this. You're listening to a coach that doesn't care about winning. That's the Jonathan Gannon. He does not care about winning football games. He's doing this for himself. He does not care about it at all. If he cared, then he would have called a pass play on 2nd or 3rd down when the Titans were using their timeouts. But then again, if you throw it, but it's not bad because you had a 2-minute warning. Get the first down and then close the game out. No. You make this bone. Everybody tries to play superhero. And then when it doesn't happen, you see the results. All right, the Cowboys are 2-1. What can we expect them down the line? I told this guy we can win 4 straight games, 4 more games to the bye week. We look at the opponent. I know every opponent is going to be tough. But if we can find some sort of consistency that works, the defense has to make stops. I'm not saying make all the stops. I'm saying play with effort, play with position, play with calmness, and let's get off the field on 3rd down. Dak is an MVP candidate. I don't care how you pencil it. Dak is an MVP candidate. George Pickens has floors. No trouble out of this guy. Everybody wants your downfall. Everybody wants you to go out there and be an idiot in Dallas, and George Pickens has not done any of that. You think that the stuff in Pittsburgh is going to transfer over to Dallas? No, that stays in Pittsburgh. Dallas, he's good. He's fine. You just needed somebody to listen to him and see where his head's at. Because right now, he has a good head. He could be the best wide receiver in the game. All right, so that's for my Dallas Cowboys stuff, guys. We'll talk about the game next week as far as the Panthers goes. Now we get to college football, guys. And college football had a lot going on. Okay? I tell you, you had a lot going on in college football. Okay, so we start with Texas. Number 1, Texas struggled. I didn't see this coming. Texas was ranked 9th in the country. I did not see this coming. This is coming off a bye week. They go into Florida. Okay, everybody, says, hey, we're going to beat Florida by 14 or 20 points. Florida every week, ever since the season started, has mentioned Billy Napier to be gone. Billy Napier should have been gone already. But no, they stuck with him. Because I told y'all in the beginning that there is a contract buyout that is going to presume large for Billy Napier to the point where he may never coach again. But he does it because he loves the guys. He knows what it is. And this is why. This is what it is. Florida has issues. The only good thing is that it's their running game and their defense. But their quarterback is not a NFL type quarterback. He has the name, but he's not an NFL type quarterback in my eyes. He's just not. I just don't view him as an NFL quarterback. I just don't view DJ Lagway as an NFL quarterback. The man was playing hurt on Saturday, and he still led the Gators to a victory on Saturday against the 9th team in the country. This is awful. I watched the whole entire game on this one, guys, and I'm sick and tired of the hype around Arch Manning. I'm sick and tired of Steve Sarkisian being soft. I'm sick and tired of hearing these player-led interviews that are saying, we're going to be all right. You just lost to a team that was 1-3 coming in, going to fire their coach if they lost this game. A quarterback that was playing with one leg, and yet nothing happened. Arch Manning is terrible. Have you considered benching Arch for somebody else? He's not that dude. Stop trying to gas this guy up. This guy cannot play football for days. He goes 60 for 29 for 269 yards, 263 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He played horrible. He was sacked 6 times, but he was hit 11 times. And the offensive lineman that got on the radio that I heard after that game praised his toughness. So did Sarkisian. But my quarterback got hit 17 times. That's not cool. 17 times your quarterback gets hit. It comes out like that. And it's okay. It's fine. It's whatever. My quarterback got hit 17 times. He got sacked 6 times. He got hit 11 more times. It's okay. No problem. He'll stand up and live to the next possession. What happens if he doesn't stand up? What happens if he does? If he's calling for a sideline for a medical for medical to come help his ass out? What would you say then? 11 times this quarterback was hit. A total of 17 times. He was hit 17 times in this game, possibly more. I'm probably a little bit off on my numbers. I'm pretty sure he was hit more than 17 times. That because I saw his ass on the ground every single possession. But y'all are okay with that. The coach is okay with that. Your offensive linemen are okay with that. But yet, you got 5 fools protecting you guys, right? I wonder how the film session's going right now. I wonder how the offensive linemen is getting their asses chewed out by not protecting Arch. I wonder how that's going. You let me know how that's going. And now, as far as Arch goes, Arch is horrible. Arch is not good. You have to consider benching him. If you're going to do it now. Do it now. You're 3-2. You had expectations to win the SEC. I picked y'all to win the SEC over Georgia, over Alabama, over Tennessee. Those were the 3 teams that you had to get through. Maybe A&M. I'm too much. But it makes things easier now because this quarterback ain't it. Everybody was calling for his name last year over Quinn. There's a reason why Steve went with Quinn over Arch. This man's not ready. He's not ready for the spotlight. You know, players were overconfident. Michael Taft said, we got to play within. So that tells me if your player says we got to play within, I didn't get the exact quote correct from Michael Taft, but it's pretty close. But players are like, okay, we're going to be fine. That's their body language, saying that we're still number 1. I'm like, you're not ranked. You're not ranked. You realize that you lost to a team, again, 1-3. Quarterback that's playing with one leg. A running back that had 113 yards rushing. Was that right? Yeah, that's right. No, 107 yards rushing. A wide receiver who caught the ball 6 times for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was basically catching everything. Everything. And Langway went 21 for 28 for 298 yards and 2 touchdowns and an interception. So the defense didn't play well either. The defense got abolished. They just got abolished. They got their ass kicked on defense. I can't believe it. This Texas team is legitimately good on defense, but they weren't great on Saturday. I'm very surprised by this. That makes me think that they're not ready for OU. No matter who the quarterback is, they're not ready for OU. They're not ready to see what OU is going to present. And again, their quarterback's not even playing. He's out he had hand surgery, 2 weeks ago? So he's out. But he's not going to play this game. I'm interested. This game against OU is not going to be a blowout. I think Oklahoma's going to score. I think Oklahoma's better defensively. But they're kind of like Texas. They haven't played anybody yet. Texas has been playing the softest, the cupcake schools after Ohio State. That's why their record was 3-1. I mean, honestly, you played up into your opponent, and that's what they did. Texas played soft. When you got Sam Houston and others on or UTEP on your schedule, no disrespect to those teams, but those teams are cupcakes. You're not playing a top legitimate team. Why, when you were doing the schedule in the offseason, why did you not add another opponent to challenge the players to play a little bit better so that you can go to the drawing board and you fix the things against a good team, Ohio State? Yeah, you fix those things to beat Sam Houston State, or you fix those things to beat UTEP. But I'm not watching film on UTEP nor Sam Houston State. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Like, Sam Houston State has no victories. UTEP, who is UTEP? They're playing in the Conference USA. We're not expecting anything from them. And even that, you struggled against them because you scored 27 points. Usually, good teams put like a 40, 50 burger on those teams. Like Sam Houston, you put 50, 55 points on them. But everything's all well. And then when you hit Florida in SEC play, it's completely different. Too much hype on this Texas team, man. It starts with Arch. Steve Sarkisian is intoxicated with all that BS that he wants to talk about during the offseason. So I'm just not happy with this, man. I'm really struggling with this right now because I thought I would go into the game thinking that Texas got this. But I was wrong. Number 2, Colorado and Coach Prime feeling the pain. TCU beats Colorado 35-21. Colorado, Caden Slater went 18 for 29 for 217 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, and a rushing TD. The defense is so soft. Soft as tissue paper. You wipe your ass with them. They have soft leaders. They have soft players. They have soft tendencies. They have a soft defensive coordinator who, by the way, why did he make his mark in the NFL? What was he doing in the NFL to get that job at Colorado? He is horrible. The players are not receptive to this. This is garbage. Complete and utter garbage. You got manhandled by a team that you have no chance of playing against. This is not a rivalry game like you saw with all the videos and you know, players going back and forth against the other. I said to myself, this is not a rivalry game. They're the one. They have your number. They're whooping your ass. Y'all want to stand at midfield and fight against each other, talk all that junk. That's all y'all want to do. All you want to do is talk junk. But when the lights are on, it's a completely different story. We'll see who won that fight. TCU won that fight. You guys make me upset. And I love Coach Prime. I've been listening to him every single day. They have no quarterback. The quarterback is from here. I can't believe that this quarterback can't play effective football. Why are you holding the ball so long? Get the ball out. Omarion Miller and Sincere Brown are NFL prospects. They'll play on Sundays, but not for Colorado. If that quarterback cannot get the ball out, then what the hell? I'm going to transfer. If I'm them. I'm not saying go ahead and do it. If I'm them. Why am I playing with a quarterback that turned the ball over 3 times in this game? Every game, this quarterback, the offensive line protects well. I can't go off the offensive line too much because they protect well. The running game is horrible, but but they protect well. But why is it that my quarterback is running to his right or his left or in the middle? Why is he doing that too much? It's too much. Why are you doing that? Knowing that you're going to be short. There's no pressure. TCU didn't initiate any barely pressure. You can still get the ball out with no pressure. You can still get the ball out with zero coverage. That's what TCU was showing y'all. And yet, the quarterback still fails you. The quarterback complained to get back on the field. And this is the results you get. Ryan Stubb didn't do his job against Houston. This is why they went back to Caden. Okay, Julian Lewis is a freshman. Okay, you tell the kid, go to class, go to practice. Kind of like, okay, it's your first year of school. Be a freshman. Be young. Okay, great. Don't throw so much on him. Okay, it makes sense to not throw him in an environment that has over 90,000 people in it because he's going to get rattled. Everybody's not throwing their a true freshman quarterback in a 90,000, 100,000 filled stadium. They're not doing that, and I respect Coach Prime for not doing that to this kid because he's not ready for it. He is not ready for it. Ryan Stubb and Caden Slater, who are experienced, should get the reps. But if I'm looking at it, if I'm looking at the film today as a quarterback coach, and I go to Coach Prime and say, Coach, can we go back to Ryan Stubb? Because this quarterback is not getting it all that. The difference between Ryan Stubb and Caden Slater is that Ryan Stubb knows the offense. Ryan Stubb actually made it more lightning. It's just that against Houston, the receivers weren't getting open, and Houston showed a lot of pressure. I do think that against TCU was a great team. TCU is a great team. Coach Ryan has forgotten that TCU is a great team. But if he's playing against TCU, listen, the ball gets to my receivers. I make good reads. That's what these receivers can do. These receivers can't show potential if the ball is like stuck on the quarterback's arm, and you have to run. And I'm like, why? It's not necessary. All right, before I get to Coach Prime's Coach Prime's what's his name? Coach Prime's health. Well, actually, we're going to go to his health first, but then we're going to get to the game itself. So let's go to Coach Prime. Now, Coach Prime, you saw him in the second half. I was looking at Instagram clips, and I'm like, why is Coach Prime coaching with one shoe on? And it's like, man, this man, and also I did hear that he was sitting on the sidelines in the second half. Literally, they brought a chair out and sitting on the sidelines during the second half of the game was one shoe off. I did not know that blood clots can cause you to sit down or have one shoe off during the sidelines. So let's hear from Coach Prime, please. This is the health stuff.
I think I got more blood clots. Cat's out the bag, all right? I think I got more blood clots, man. It don't make sense. I'm hurting like crazy. I got the doctor's appointment Monday to see what time it is. So that's what's going on. I'm not getting blood to my leg. That's why my leg is throbbing. I'm sorry to get that out, but thank you for noticing.
Now, in the offseason, Coach Prime had off-season, what's it called? Bladder cancer surgery. And he was relieved. He was happy. I was happy for him to see that he came back. Everything was good. Everything was cleaned up. I'm not going to go off the Dodgers like this, but people online, especially the one I was hearing a podcast on Sunday about, people online want to bring disrespect towards Coach Prime, towards the players, and that's understandable for the players because the players don't know. But it's like you're thinking that he's dead already. You're thinking that he'll die tomorrow, knowing that Coach has the best doctors in the world, and Coach leans on his faith a lot to get through the tribulations. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Yeah. So Coach is leaning on those tribulations to say, okay, you have to make sure that your you have to make sure that you're taken care of. You had the best doctors in the game. What happened here? Did we misdiagnose something? You flew from Colorado to Fort Worth, Texas. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. He could have easily taking a bus. And again, I'm not a doctor. But hearing players or coaches suffer through a blood clot, aren't you not supposed to fly? But I saw something here. After the game, when he was talking to the players, he lost a lot of energy. You saw him worn out. He didn't want to give up on his guys. He coached his ass off like as ever before. Remember, the man has 8 toes. Remember, the man has no bladder. Remember, the man has to build himself up every single day to keep life going. And so I don't want people to say he should rest. He's going to try to. I mean, without Coach Prime on the sidelines, it's going to be a little awkward because I don't trust the offensive coordinator nor the defensive coordinator. Listen, if that were to happen, I don't know who's going to interim coach. I don't know who's going to be an acting coach for the next game. We're not expecting that to happen. I expect Coach Prime to be on the sidelines on Saturday against Iowa State. But again, it'll be another loss. I hate to say that too because I love Coach Prime, but it's the players. The players are not giving him anything at all. The offense sucks. The defense is terrible. The coordinators talk a lot. There's a coach on the staff that said the 3 W's. I can't remember what the 3 W's were. It's an inspiring message, but say that to your players. Don't say it to the world. We know the world and myself knows what you're talking about. Yeah, is a word of encouragement for us. But what about the players? The players are jacking around out there and it's coming to light. They don't care about the game anymore. They won't go out there and jack around with their friends, which is what you're seeing right now with the results. And y'all want to be upset at us, saying we should invest in Colorado football. Like, we're there, coach, but are your players there? That's the question. So let's hear from Coach Prime, please. This is the second clip.
Truly disappointed. Not lost for words, though, by any means. Addressed the team at the conclusion of the game in the locker room and challenged them on that moment. It's one thing to lose, then it's another thing to feel like you beat yourselves. It's when you're beaten. We were beaten in Houston. These other games, we had ample opportunity to win the games. And for some strange reasons, we're not preparing these young men and equipping them enough to get over that hump, because we get to the same situational football every week, whereas we could go win it or we could do what we've been consistently doing. And the thing that I told our team is we keep doing the same old thing we always done. We're going to get the same old things that we've always gotten. And they're not happy by any means about that, the coaching staff, and I'm challenging them right now to figure this thing out. And let's prayerfully understand that we are so much better in the second halves than what we're showing.
All right, so you heard from Coach Prime. Coach, I hate, I respect that. Your team is terrible. I'm sorry. Your team is terrible. I just don't know what we can do. I just don't know what they can do. The talk is cheap, but the action speaks louder than words. Someone has already said that already, and we're not seeing it on the field. I mean, they did a good job practicing. And that's all we can do, right? We can go to practice every single day. We can go to class every single day, get our grades up. We can go to practice every single day, have a good day of practice, challenge each other. But when it comes to game time, it's completely different. Like I said, the quarterback holds the ball on way too long. The wide receivers are open, but they're not getting enough. The defense is soft as tissue paper. The defense can't cover anybody. The defense is not creating enough pressure. The defensive coordinator talks too much. The offensive coordinator is no longer on the sidelines. And it's like, can you change it? It's okay. Coaches move on from coordinators all the time. In order to keep their job, they got to make a move. And that's what they can do. And that's what Coach Prime has to do. Because this season is sinking fast. It's sinking fast. I look at other teams in the Big 12. I mean, you don't match up well with TCU. TCU whooped your ass. You don't match up well with Houston. Well, actually, you do, but Houston whooped that ass. I don't see a team in the Big 12 that you match up well with moving forward. I don't know. BYU whooped that ass. I'm like, come on, man. Like, what's going on here? I'm not calling for other people's jobs, but what's going on, man? What would it take to put 60 minutes together on Saturday? Is it the timing? Is it the quarterback? You got to make those changes now. Because if you don't make it now, there goes your season. Number 3, the Vandy versus Alabama drama. So Alabama beat Vanderbilt 30-14. Diego Pavia, who says that he's going to try a 7 or 8 year in college football, which is stupid. He goes 21 for 35 for 198 yards, a touchdown and an interception. After the game, he confronted players and fans. I'm not a big fan of confronting players and fans at my age. Now, if you asked me 10 or 15 years ago, then yes, I will be all over it. But as I get older, well, I can't say older, as I get smarter at almost 38 years old, I would say that just play the game for 60 minutes. Don't let these people bring you down. You're about to play your 8th year. You're trying to play your 8th year of college football. You have nothing else to prove. But yeah, it's like you're going to be 28, 29 years old, almost 30 years old in college, playing quarterback for the Vanderbilt Commodores. And like, this is stupid. Just move on, okay? Move on. Quarterback at your age, it's like, okay, they're about to retire. They're about to do whatever they want to do in their life. You're about to play college football for the 8th time. Please don't give them that. To go ahead and trash talk Alabama or whoever is there. So we don't need that. And I don't need John Manziel to go after fans, because the whole world is not fans of John Manziel. We know that for sure. Johnny, you're in your 30s now. People look up your information all the single time, and you did what you did in college. That's in college. Don't initiate that noise. Diego, don't initiate that noise as well. Then you get to number 4. I'm going to talk about the ACC. I'm definitely going to talk about Florida State for the final time, because Florida State, the 2 losses, unless they have a good game coming up, and then unless they're in the ACC title game, we're no longer going to talk about Florida State after today, unless they had a good game, because they lost 2 straight games. They lost to Miami again, 28-22. I saw Michael Irvin whip a belt at Florida State, and I'm like, okay, let me watch this, and I watched it. And I'm like, okay, Florida State's not Florida State anymore. That Virginia loss took out all energy in the first 3 quarters. Miami started to lay down in the 4th quarter. They started to play a lackadaisical. They didn't finish, and that's how Florida State almost won the game. Literally, almost won the game against Florida State. So I will say this: Florida State is one of my 3 teams that I'm cheering for in the ACC to win the ACC. There's still a chance, but you have to go on a monster run to make that happen. Then you get to North Carolina. Clemson beats North Carolina, 38-10. They were dominated down the stretch. North Carolina is no longer there anymore. They're 2-3. Bill Belichick, the culture sucks over there. Bill Belichick is not fit for the college game. They're not going to listen to a 73-year-old man that's won in the NFL 7 times. And they're not going to listen to a man that has dated a girl, is dating a girl that is 50 years his junior. That is disgusting. And no one brings that up as part of the culture shift because that's the problem. He's focusing on her more than the team. And that's why you're seeing the results. They're 2-3. They lost by 28 points at home to Clemson. No one's attending the games at North Carolina. They're getting ready for basketball season. They're getting ready for Hubert Davis. You might as well get ready for Hubert Davis because Bill Belichick ain't it. Michael Jordan, go to North Carolina basketball games. This guy ain't it. Number 5. Before I get to my what's it called? Get to my South Florida, North Texas thing. Number 5, Texas Tech, legit, and James Franklin. Should he get the pink slip? Texas Tech beat Houston 35-11. Texas Tech is 5-0, dominant. You see Colorado, that's a dominant team. That is a team that's utilizing its resources. Tech in the offseason opened a wellness program or wellness center. It's across the campus, whatever the case may be. I hope I go one day. I'm seeing the freshness out of the players. The players don't look gas. The players are getting fresher and fresher during the game. The quarterback looks good. The running game looks great. The defense is awesome. The defense is 8th in the nation. The defense has struggled for 10 years. They've never been in the top 10 in the nation and defensively. And now look at them. They can be in the college football playoff. They can win the Big 12. Colorado's not beating them, nor is TCU. But I'm looking at them right now, and I'm saying, what weakness do they have? And then I look at Penn State. So you look at Texas and Penn State going down. They're no longer ranked. Okay? Penn State is 3-2 now. They lose to a UCLA team that fired their coach a week ago. Well, actually 2 weeks ago. And they got Jerry Newhouser, Rick's son, calling the plays. The communication between young player and young player, it works. Nico is working it. They beat them 42-37. James Franklin has to be done. He has to be done at Penn State, guys. This ain't it. But then again, I say this because there's not a coach out there that can win these big games as James Franklin has done. And so this is going to get really tricky. But then again, you don't go to UCLA and lose. You don't do that. I'm sorry, you don't do that. You don't give the team that fired their coach 2 weeks ago confidence. And now you never know what's going to happen. UCLA can win 5 games. Whoever's the coach is or whoever's the offensive coordinator, everybody there will keep their jobs. Everybody. They'll recruit hard. Nico will want to stay, but Nico will say, let's go get receivers. Let's go get a defense. Let's go get an offensive lineman. They're going to recruit hard. So, but that's how the world of Penn State is. If I'm James Franklin, I don't know what to say. Is Oregon 1 week? Okay, yeah, maybe. Oregon's a good team. But we didn't expect UCLA. Come on now. You got to win these games when it counts. But we got 3 clips before we get to my South Florida and North Texas. So let's play a clip of – let's start with Bryce Hall. Now, Bryce Hall was talking about his struggles of playing football. Of losing. So let's play Bryce Hall, please.
Do you think a change of scenery might even help boost the team? I wouldn't say that. I just think we just got to win one and we'll be fine. It's going to be cool to get to London and all that and everything, but, I'm worried about winning football games. I'm not worried about having fun right now. I'm in my 4th year, and I don't have a lot of time left to prove, what I want to do and who I can be in this league. So at the end of the day, everything is all cool and all the outside stuff is cool, but I'm worried about winning games and, cementing myself, my teammates, and my coaches. Be better, do better, and I'm servicing my coaches and teammates in every way I can.
Okay, so for those young players out there, that's Bryce Hall, your running back for the New York Jets at, 24, 23, whatever his age is. The losing sucks. It's hard. Colorado should feel it because, it's not good to celebrate when you're 2-4 or 1-5. That's showing signs of a leader. Guys, it's easy enough to quit, but it's hard to stay. It's hard to stay through the process. Because if it's hard to stay through the process, then you might as well just try to figure it out until it happens. Stay through it. Stay with it. I'm not giving up on Colorado, but something has to be done. I'm trying to be respectful for Coach Prime, but it's like the coaching staff wants to insert wisdom into the players, but yet you're inserting wisdom to us. We need the wisdom, but it's your players that need it more because they're in the facility every single day. They don't listen to y'all. That's the problem. So let me get to my South Florida and North Texas thing. Now, South Florida loves to run the football. North Texas can exert pressure. So we get to the game. South Florida is physical. Their quarterback is not a household name. You might have to make him be a quarterback this game, but I don't want him running out of the pocket. That is my number one rule. That quarterback does not run out of the pocket. If he runs out of the pocket, we lose. We lose. Because he's going to pick up 10 to 15 yards. He's probably going to get 100 yards when it's all said and done. And then you're asking your defense to come up. This is the most challenging defense team North Texas has ever faced. It's time to kill the cupcakes. It's time to play real man football. That's what North Texas has to be. And Drew Musselmaker, I expect you to slide. Please slide. Stop going head on for an extra yard. I respect that, but please slide or go out of bounds. Please. We need you. I don't trust our backup. Our backup he's not ready. He's not ready. Please to go down. Be smart in this game. Then we get to Dallas Wilson. So let's get to Dallas Wilson, please.
How confident you are. Where does it come from?
I say from my mother. My mom had passed. Her name Lisa, but I say my mother. Like, she was very, very confident. She believed she could do anything in the world, and I guess that just carried on to me.
So, you got to build confidence. But then you get to Arch Manning. So let's get to Steve Sarkisian, please.
I found out he's a tough dude. He fought his ass off Saturday, and those were not ideal conditions for a quarterback to perform under. Is there a couple throws I'm sure he'd love to have back? Of course. But he stood in there, and he showed a lot of contact courage, taking hits, delivering the ball. There were some really impressive throws in there, and he battled until the very end. And so I think he learned a lot about himself as much as we learned about him. You know, that this guy's got a lot of courage. He's got a lot of toughness. Yes. I think he gained a lot of respect from his teammates Saturday, which is a great thing. Does he need to play a little better? Sure. Do we need to play better around him? No question. You know, and that's the goal for us on that.
It's going to be a blowout, I think. So you heard from Steve Sarkisian. Listen, I just played y'all 3 clips of motivation. This upcoming week, I know it's going to be rivalry week. North Texas versus South Florida next on Friday. Then you got Texas OU Saturday, and then you got the Panthers and Cowboys. That's not even right in itself. But Colorado plays Iowa State. You got to go in there with confidence. You got to go in there. Every possession counts. I don't want my quarterbacks taking hits. I don't want Arch Manning to be hit a lot. I'm not celebrating. Like, Steve's felt like, yeah, he's tough, but you can't have that happen all the time. Heck, even Matthew Caldwell that came in for like one possession was better. So I'm not looking forward to seeing that. All right, guys. I'm not looking forward to seeing that. I'm not looking forward to seeing him take hits. I think against OU he's going to take a lot of hits. And that needs to stop. That needs to be protected. And I hope that I hope it does get protected. Because if not, then we have an issue here. So all right, guys. Coming up next, let's talk about the WNBA. Now, the WNBA has its challenges over the last week. You know, you heard Napheesa talk, and I haven't had a chance to speak my piece about it because that's my girl. That's why I wear this shirt today, because of her. Speaking her voice and being honest in what she was saying and what she was talking about. I can't really turn a blind eye towards that. And I can't, I don't want to ignore it because I know that it's right there. I know that it makes sense of what she's saying. So we'll talk about that coming up next. It's Beyond the Game on Fishbowl Radio.
Everybody looking for a dance floor. This ain't no debating on it. I'm still levitated, I'm heavily medicated. Ironic, I gave him love and they end up hating on me. She told me she loved me and she been waiting. Been fighting hard for your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Needing someone to hug, even took it back to the basics. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the movement. Starlight, I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating you. Starlight, I need you tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah. I'm levitating. You can fly away with me tonight. So you can fly away with me tonight. Baby, let me take you for a ride. Yeah. It's like a rocket with your blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, down so awesome. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Yeah. My love is like a rocket with your blast off. And I'm feeling so electric, down so awesome. And even if I wanted to, I can't stop. Let me take you for a ride. I got you. Moonlight, you're my starlight. I need you all night. Come on, dance with me. I'm levitating. It's the freak in me, I wanna show ya. It feels so good, don't want it to be over. Now, baby, I know that you like it, come closer. It's the freak in me, I want you. That's why I ain't tripping if it rain, cause it came with umbrellas to get wetter. I got him sending Birkins on my birthday. I ain't never met him, he don't even know my birth name. I can know my pics, so I know we like him curved. Crush on the it boy, when I'm in the worst way. I just roll the dice, only store him in a nickname.
That's on Fishbowl Radio. J-Man again. So we have breaking news. So it looks like Joe Flacco is going to the Cincinnati Bengals. They need a quarterback. So, Joe Burrow's out for 3 months. And so they need a quarterback to solidify their role, as their postseason chances goes. He goes to Cleveland. He goes to Cincinnati Bengals. So now, Dylan Gabriel is your number one. So Shador is your number two. Let's call it for what it sees. Shador is your number two quarterback, okay? If Dylan Gabriel happened to struggle this next game or two, Shador will be out there. Okay? Shador will be out there. All right? So I would love to see him out there, but we'll see. All right, so let's do the WNBA and the NBA. Now, the WNBA has played 2 final games. We're going to recap Game 2. We're going to give you a preview of Game 3, and we'll go from there. Game 2 was owned by the Las Vegas Aces. They beat the Mercury 91-78. Excuse me. Collier Copper had 23 points. Jackie Young had 32 points and 8 rebounds. She missed practice Saturday because she was fatigued. And I understand both sides. I understand that the playoffs is long. I understand that things happen. I understand that, okay, you're able to, you get tired. I understand that. I get that. I want to be respectful for that. However, there's no time to rest. There has to be time for, what's it called? There has to be time for resolution. There has to be time for, like, okay, let's go ahead and do this. There has to be time for resources. Have you ever heard of the sauna? Have you ever heard cryo? Have you ever heard of yoga? Stuff like that gets you relaxed on the round. Now, Becky Hammond can have an hour of practice of shooting and watching film. That's it, and then you tell the players, go rest your body for the rest of the day. That's my spiel about rest. But other than that, you can't rest during the playoffs. Michael Jordan never did, and you saw him have 6 rings. LeBron never did, and LeBron has 4 rings. A'ja Wilson never did, and she has, 2 rings? So, going on 3? Right. So, I'm not saying Jackie Young, but hey, who am I, right? All right, so they had no ball movement. This is Phoenix. They had no ball movement in Game 2. They had bad shot selections. They had a lack of depth after Thomas picked up her 4th foul. So basically, Alyssa Thomas was playing with 4 fouls in the third quarter because they don't have their depth. Now, their depth, when I speak about this, you have to be able to defend A'ja Wilson. And that's what I think this was smart of him to keep Alyssa in the game because you don't trust Westbelt to defend A'ja Wilson. She's not built to defend A'ja Wilson. And then Nate Tibbetts refuses to adjust, so he didn't adjust this game. But Las Vegas, A'ja Wilson was dominant, 28 points and 14 rebounds. Defend the pick and roll, kept Phoenix out of the paint. Chelsea Gray was great this game. Chelsea Gray telling her team to run. She knows where to put the passes at. This is the point guard. She knows where her teammates want the ball at. So, it looks good. Keep the pressure on the necks. You got to keep it going. And then Dana Evans and Alyssa Smith must continue to play well because the pressure is on Phoenix. Now, Game 3. This is my adjustments to Game 3. So, Game 3, how will Jackie Young perform? 2 days off. The WNBA is doing the NBA format where, the NBA gives you 2 days off. Stay at home on Monday, travel to today, and then Wednesday, shoot around Wednesday morning, get ready for the game. They should have done that on Sunday. So that's why I didn't like the 2 o'clock start because it's too early. I know it was in Las Vegas, but maybe you can push that game to 7 o'clock. Keep it consistent. That's my thing. Alyssa Smith. Can we see Alyssa Smith and Dana Evans play well on the road? It's different when you play on the road than at home. Okay? The play changes. The offense must run through Chelsea and Jackie. This is Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray. So when Chelsea Gray's out of the game, Jackie Young tends to run the offense. Or when Chelsea Gray wants to play off the ball, Jackie Young runs the offense. Jackie Young is versatile, so Jackie Young can do both. That's what it means. You got to be physical with Alyssa Thomas, and I think the Aces have done a great job being physical with her. Try to make her uncomfortable, bring everybody to the paint. Make sure you toughen up on her because she likes to manhandle you. You got to compete with Natasha Mack on the glass. So Natasha Mack is their best offensive rebounder. That's the key to if to Phoenix's win. If Phoenix can get Natasha Mack to get 10 offensive rebounds, they're going to win this game. And then you got to find identity on the road, as the environment in Phoenix will be hostile. I don't know if Diana Taurasi is going to attend this game. She should, because her Mercury's playing. She's the face of the Phoenix Mercury, so I'm anticipating her attending this game. So we'll see. Next, Two must have come out and play. She had 22 points and 9 rebounds, but she went 7 for 19 from the field and 2 for 9. So it took her 19 shots to get to 22 points in game 2. Alyssa Thomas must stay out of foul trouble. That's the biggest thing, because again, they're deep. Their depth is weak. They don't have that depth. You're not asking Karina Westbelt to defend Asia, to defend the post. You're not asking her to do that, because she can't. And then speaking of Westbelt, what will Westbelt and Sammy Whitcomb do? Now, both of them had 0 points in game 2. You need your bench in game 2. This is what I will say, okay? Captain Westbelt and Sammy Whitcomb, especially Sammy Whitcomb, have to set her feet before she shoots the ball. It's too quick. It's like you're catching the ball and you're catching it off the bounce. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In the last 2 games, it hasn't worked. So set your feet first before you let the ball go. You set your feet first, 9 times out of 10, it goes in for 3. Okay? That's the problem I have with Sammy Whitcomb. She does not set her feet up for success. That's why Phoenix is struggling from 3-point range in this game. And then you got to take good shots. You got to stop shooting contested shots. You got to take good shots. You got to put the Aces on their heels. You made it easy for them in game 1 and game 2, especially in game 2, because once you took bad shots, they were able to run and get their offense going, and which is why you had to burn timeouts after timeout after timeout. You have to find something that works. And then you got to keep Young out of the block. So, that's supposed to be on the block. So if Jackie Young, let's say Copper, let's say Alyssa Thomas, if Vegas switches defensively, which I hope they don't do, because they're putting Lloyd to defend down low. Now, that's a mismatch. If Lloyd can do that, but it's a mismatch. So we'll see what that pertains to. And then you got Ibari Wilson. You got to make things uncomfortable for her. Maybe you got to send a double team. Maybe you have to do something. Do something to throw her off. And then you got to keep Mack in the game for offense, because, like I said, if Phoenix gets 10 offensive rebounds, Phoenix wins this game. And then Tibbetts needs to stop being gullible. He needs to stop it. You're fooling around with your lineups. You need to stop. You need to beat the Aces early, so that when the Aces are beaten early, then, hey, everything's all good. Then you get to number 2. By the way, I have the Aces winning game 3, so there you go. Number 2, Napheesa Collier versus Kathy. This is why I wear this shirt today, because I support Napheesa Collier and the WNBA players. I don't support the ownership, and Kathy's garbage. Kathy was full of shit the other day. Like, she was, even the press conference, even her statement, she was full of crap. And I can say it because it's my show. Fuck Kathy. She is full of shit. Let's play Kathy Ingeberg, please. Yes, sir. That's the commissioner, yes.
Obviously, there's a lot of, and I said emotion, passion, whatever you want to call it, about what's going on right now. The league has grown enormously over the last 5 years. It's incredible what these players have done day in and day out, and they deserve all the credit. But as I said, my staff and the staff of the teams and the owners in this league have made tons of investments to get to where we are today. And so I'm not going to shy away. I'm the commissioner of this league, the leader of this league. I think we've accomplished a lot, but we have a lot more hard work to do. There's so many more things we can do together, and I hope that the players see that. And I'm certainly, looking forward to meeting with them in the off season as we get to the next level, especially with so many great things that are going to happen in the off season into next season.
A lot more work to do. You should resign. They don't want you there. They told you we don't like Kathy. Do you realize that every time you watch a WNBA game, do you realize that a referee has to make the stupidest call in the world? And I'm looking at the coaches and the players' reactions, and they don't even know what's going on. These officials have sucked. I have watched every WNBA game, highlights, and full games. I've counted over 200 missed calls. 200 and counting, there could be a lot more missed calls that have been missed in the WNBA because of the poor officiating, the poor training that is receiving right now. You're telling me that you want to grow the league with your power? This woman, Napheesa, said, well, I no longer want to meet with you. She does not want to meet with you. Find someone that cares. They don't want you there, Kathy. The words of Kathy Engelberg is over. They hate you. The league hates you. I don't like you. You should resign and give it to somebody else. You're going to be the reason why we're in a lockout because you're not willing to improve. You saw Napheesa broke 2 bone spurs in her ankle. And now she can't even compete in the unrivaled league. She's the one that created that. And you're telling me she can't compete in the unrivaled league because of your dumbass. You caused this, and you want them to work with you. No. Let's play Napheesa, please. This is my girl.
Within our leadership. And I saw nothing was changing. Coaches, winning and losing alike, were complaining about the same things over and over again, players over and over again, and we weren't seeing a change that our leadership was trying to make. And I think I just got to the point where I was fed up. And, you talked about this with me backstage, and it just resonated so much. It's just like whether I was going to get, annihilated for this or people were going to support me, I felt what I was doing was right. I felt like it needed to be said. So no matter the consequences, I felt like it was something that needed to be done.
Yeah, so Napheesa was talking at a crowd. Where was this at? What was that president's name? She should be the president now. What was her name? Forget. Oh, Kamala Harris. She should be the president. She was at an event that Kamala Harris hosted, and so it's ridiculous, man. It's sad. It's sad to see professionals go through this. It's sad to see that Kathy is weak. I don't understand who wants to work with her. Even Caitlin Clark has said she don't want to work with you, and that's a player that you came into the league that you that you gave high praise to instead of others. There's other players in this league that you should give high praise to, not just the one, and you did that. I mean, Paige Beckers has been balling out. I don't know what else she can do. Asia Wilson's won 4 MVPs and two championships, going on the third one. Why is it that she's not getting more coverage than she should be? Napheesa has created the unrivaled league. Why is that not getting covered? You're not looking at the big picture. Every team has a good team on it. The franchises are there in the next, 6 years? 5 years, whatever the years again, she has not done a great job, and I expect her to resign. I expect her to resign. This is not great business. Players playing under the max. Players like Asia Wilson should get at least $50 million a year. That's the thing. They should get $50 million a year because because of their hard work and play. So. The referees won't improve. They don't need. It's like they don't need training, but yet it's easy to find them. It's easy to give them a check, but to train the officials there, it's easy. It's easy to take people's money because you want to take their money just to prove a point. And what is your point? you don't have a point. So I'm not happy about this at all. And I hope and pray that Kathy's out of there soon enough. Because in the next 24 days, the lockout will happen. You realize that the WNBA is going to lose everything. You realize that all this we created, all this we have tried to, social media, the media, ESPN, we got a new TV sponsor deal now. Not us, but like, not me. My sponsor is coming soon. But they got a new channel now. Everything is up. But now it's like you want to go into the lockout, and now it is probably going to happen because of your poor leadership. Then you get to number 3, the Dallas Wings. I'm going to give you my take on how I will approach the job. So this is me trying to apply for the Dallas Wings head coaching job. So I will put Paige Beckers as the leader of this offense. I will run. However, let me get to my plays. However, if I draft Olivia Miles out of TCU, Notre Dame, I will put Paige as a combo guard. I know Paige does not like the combo guard. Neither does Olivia Miles. That's not her strengths. But I view Paige as a combo guard more than a point guard. So I will put Paige Beckers as a point guard. As a combo guard if I draft Olivia Miles. Now, if I draft AZ Fudd, then yes, I will put Paige at the point guard, Enrique at the 2 guard, AZ 3, 4 will be Luisa Gargason, and then number 5 will be Lee Urier. That's how I build my roster. That's going to be the best starting lineup, best starting 5 in the WNBA for next season and beyond. So that's how I will approach the job. Now, it depends on AZ's foot injuries. If AZ gets healthy, then she's going to be fine. Then we're going to be fine. Offensively, we run a lot of motion offense. So the ball will be moving, players will be moving, setting screens, down screens, stagger screens, pick and rolls. You know, the stuff like that gets players open shots. Defensively, we're going to play man-to-man. We're going to play zone on a make, not on a miss. Man-to-man and zone on my 2. Communication will be key on defense. If I'm playing pick and roll defense, I will either switch it or I will go back to my man. You see, these teams want you to switch, but yet when you have a 6'5" player against a 5'8" player, it's not going to work out. So if I was running a team for defense, I will say, okay, let's go ahead defensively and do a pick. Defensively, let's do man-to-man. Let's get over the screen, and it's all about communication. It's all about communication. If we take care of the rebounding, we take care of, first and foremost, if we take care of the defense top, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. So that's how I will approach this job, because it seems like they don't know what they want. Now we get to the Spurs. The Spurs beat this Chinese team, Long Lions, 119-88. They have that Lions team has former NBA players on it. They have Frank Kaminsky, Tim Frazier, Victor Oladipo, Justin Holiday. Justin Champagne has 60 points. Luke Cornett has 60 points. Keldon Johnson has 60 points. The Spurs look okay. I'm interested to see what's going to happen in the next 3 games. I'm looking forward to seeing what I can see, what type of team I want to have this year. Whether it's going to be Wemby running things, or whether it's going to be Mitch Johnson doing his thing. I want to see those things. I want to see those things come to fruition. But I'm interested. I'm a fan. Again, this Spurs fans relax. for the last 25 years. I want to see progress this year. And then number 5, you get to other NBA action. This is other preseason action. Mavs beat the Thunder 106-89. They played this game at the Dickies Arena. Cooper Flag had 10 points and 6 rebounds. You got to give him time. Give him time to get his feet. That's getting your feet wet, and that's what Cooper Flag did. PJ Washington had 14 points. I hope he keeps a level head this year, which he will. I think he will. He will. The Thunder were playing without everybody, so this is preseason, so it doesn't matter. And then the Warriors beat the Lakers 111-103. This game was played on Sunday. So no LeBron for preseason. Bronny James played, though. And that gives you what you need to know about Bronny James. The Lakers need an identity for the season. They got all these players off of I think they had a productive offseason in my eyes. And so I want to see where the Lakers are going to be. Maybe they win another 50 games. Maybe they win, 52 games, 53. I want to see where this is at. And then that way come, October, before the first game of the season, I'll give you my win totals of everybody after I watch all the preseason games, because right now we're in preseason. And I'm interested to see what happens in preseason. What happens if we're going to, because right now, I like where the Mavericks are right now. I like where the Spurs are right now, even though the Spurs played a Chinese team that, you're going to beat by 40 points. That's it. So it is what it is. But I want to see what the Spurs can do in the next 3 games. And we can come back next week and discuss about where the Spurs are right now. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to me next week. Thank you for watching this podcast. And thank you for listening to me, because next week I'll be a year older, and we're going to discuss the Cowboys versus Panthers game, and then we're going to talk about Texas versus OU. That's a big matchup. I just heard that the quarterback for OU is trying to play, so that's another thorn in Texas' side. If he plays, then he's going to torch Texas apart. I don't mind. If he doesn't play, then I do think that OU is going to torch Texas apart. And remember, OU's ranked 6th in the nation. There has to be some sort of get back for Texas. I think Sark, the way he was speaking, with the way I was reading while I was on the break just now, I just feel like he's soft this year. I feel like he does not want to win this year. I feel like the SEC is not important to him. And to me, it's ridiculous. It has to make sense. It has to make sense that he has to care. He has to care. And so to me, I would like to see progress. I would like to see this game play to its limits. North Texas plays South Florida next week, so we'll come back next week and recap that game. Actually, they play on Friday. So are they going to pack the pick? Are they going to pack the pit after that shoe after they cancel classes on Friday afternoon? First of all, who's doing classes on Friday afternoon? I'm just wondering who's doing classes on Friday afternoon. Like, damn. Like, everybody has checked out at 12 o'clock. They're not doing classes at. You telling me that can't be right? That cannot be right. So basically, wow. I hope there's full capacity at that game. I hope so. Because if there isn't, there's a problem. If I find one empty seat at that stadium, there's a problem here. We'll discuss about it. It's on ESPN2. Colorado plays Iowa State. We'll come back for that. And then whoever plays whoever, we'll discuss about it. Then obviously the Cowboys play the Panthers. And then, the NBA, the WNBA, I'm going to say it doesn't wrap up. I think Phoenix will get one game. I'm not sure if it's going to be game 3 or game 4. They'll probably get one game. We're probably going to preview game 5. Well, actually, we may not preview game 5 because game 5 we already played already. We'll see where it goes. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Or if it ends in 4 games, excuse me. If it ends in the sweep, we'll recap the season. We'll recap the whole entire season, and then we'll do the NBA stuff, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, thank you for listening to my podcast. Make sure you to subscribe to my podcast wherever you get your podcast at, and I'll see y'all next week. It's Beyond the Game on Fishbowl Radio.
Hey world, this is Jamie, host of the Jamie and Genty Show, broadcasting live each week on Tuesday at 12 p.m. from Fishbowl Studios. Log on to hear sports talk from basketball to football and view your feedback on the biggest sports news you want to talk about from around the world. So be sure to log on each week Tuesdays at 12 p.m. to catch the Jamie and Genty Show. Hope to see you soon
on Fishbowl Radio Network.
Jump in.